Today we're talking about what you guys can expect inside of Cloverspell. We've also got a peculiar Thumpies update for the game on the way, so let's have a look at what on earth that's about. So before we thump on about as Cloverspell, we got to talk about what is going on with this Thumpies game. Now, over on MSM Live, they drew this brand new Thumpies variant. So you're like, okay, that's fine, all well and good. But then they start making these polls where they're asking about Thumpies, and it's just got to the point where it's a Thumpies overload. Okay. And it doesn't even match how many Thumpies there is inside of the Thumpies trailer. We got a short up the other day as well. Inside of this short, though, this is where a key bit of information comes in right now. Because this short, you think nothing of it. Oh, they're just throwing back to it. But they put it on every single social media account. And guess what? If you pause at this exact moment, there's a brand new Thumpies model that you can see here. Just randomly there, okay? Like it's nothing. Anyway, this character as well, it's not just any character, this brand new render behind it. It is in fact Flute. Flute is a character that inside of Thumpies, it was just literally on a tree branch. It was never actually inside of the game. So seeing this brand new render for it, it definitely gets you wondering what is going on here. And with this being a brand new render and it being in 3D, in the playground at My Singing Monsters style, clearly the team from that is working on this. No doubt, seeing as though they've got tons of 3D animators just sat there. So I do think this is going to be a remaster of the Thumpies game. I think that is the most likely scenario, or just a new Thumpies game in general. A remaster seems like the most obvious case with new content, obviously, as Flute. We don't have that in the original Thumpies, which is really exciting. Now, this is a chance for them to go back to the world of the Thumpies verse, expand on it, potentially add new areas, characters, really diversify this original world that this game was saying and bring something new, and hopefully as well bring loads of new players back to this, as no one's really got the chance to play this. This is a really old title, and at this point, Thumpies is basically everywhere inside of My Singing Monsters. They reference in new content all the time with costumes and stuff, and the chance for people to be able to get back into this world is going to be really epic. I do have to say, though, I am bamboozled, I am pumped, and I am even dogging. If you got that joke, then you are absolutely marvelous. I just can't believe that this is the way, in fact, that we are entering the Thumpies verse world again. I thought, personally, that they were going to tie this into the minigames aspect. Whenever I'm thinking about My Singing Monsters and minigames, I go back to the memory game, and I love the memory game, but I love the idea of having more minigames. Raw Zebra, you have spoiled us so much, okay? Raw Zebra, a couple of years ago, we were on a call, and they showed me their Stacks game and their Thumpies game, and ever since that point, I have wanted the mini games to be inside of My Singing Monsters. Thumpies, Fling a Thing, Burn the Rope, they are all perfect candidates to be just mini games inside of the original game. And I feel like, just like how My Singing Monsters compose now, I really wish that was added as DLC inside of the main game so it could continuously be updated and it wasn't as cumbersome to go back to it for them. I mean, when we come to think of things like the Coliseum as well, no one likes it, but just because it's in the game, it gets updated, and I just can't even begin to imagine a world where they actually did continuously update Composer Island, as everyone loves that thing. I really wish that would be the case for this Thumpies game, honestly, too. I really have been longing for Thumpies. I love it so much, but when I think about coming back to the game, just like Playground, I don't really see myself coming back to this. Yeah, if it was in the original game, I know I would come back to it every day. So, I don't know, I just really would have liked for this aspect to have been gone down instead. I believe that these characters, they are an integral part behind the game. We see them as come up so often, like I've mentioned earlier, to the point where it would make a lot more sense in my mind to have brought them back into that game and that space, and also capitalize on having more mini games, because that is something that everyone always, from what I've seen, would love, and having that idea be fleshed out, I think would have been the key aspect that everyone would have loved here. Bro, you saw through how this should have been integrated. I just wish that this could have been the case. Nevertheless, I am really excited behind this Thumpies game. I think getting this opportunity to go back to this universe is going to be so exciting. Raw Zebra just knows what would be best to come up next, just like MPG knows. The Epic Ffidyll is coming up next too for Cloverspell. And now we need to talk about how Epic Ffidyll is coming back. You know. So just like Epic Carolong when that came along for Crescendo Moon, with Epic Ffidyll, I'm actually going back to my predictions for Rare Ffidyll, just like I did with Rare Carolong for Epic Carolong. The twists and turns of this, but it turned out right for Epic Carolong, so let's try again. Now, with Rare Ffidyll, I wanted them originally to go down the lucky style and be all about good luck, really hone into this St. Patrick's style and capitalize on those lucky features a lot more over than what Ffidyll did. With Rare Ffidyll, we saw this unlucky vibe, and therefore with Epic Ffidyll, let's contrast that and make this really lucky, just like I originally suggested. A large orange beard, just like leprechauns have. The centerpiece among this design, really, too. Let's have it all be oranges. I would have liked a yellow design, honestly, but Epic Carolong, okay, I feel like we've already had that one, so I feel like it would be a good color to choose along with this. Maybe with rainbows as well to show off its good luck vibe, and gold coins, golden pot, along with its instruments. Make it gold pot themed. Oh, I would love the instrument being really unique on this. I know it's supposed to be based on an actual fiddle in real life, but I just love the idea of making this somewhat more fantasy themed to fit with this lucky style that Epic Ffidyll is going to try and have. And with the animations too, seeing as though it's lucky themed, have them be super joyful. I love Ffiddle's animations so much on Fairy Island. They just make me so happy when I look at them jumping up and down, and I just would love if we could have that bit of charisma enrolled with Epic Ffidyll as well in their animations even more. Have it be jumping up and down, joyful, lucky, the best thing in the world. This guy should be the happiest dude on the planet, okay? I'd also kill for these glasses that I found this woman wearing online to make an appearance. This woman is owning the style. Ooh. And also, this meme popped up in my recommended, and it's called Epic Ffidyll Leak from Wizard Grumpire. And I also have to say, swipey, no swiping from Dora Explorer. Ooh, this was OP too. I don't know what the memes are behind Epic Ffidyll, but oh no. I've got to stop saying no's, no! Okay, going away from the woman in the glasses and whatever other memes we've just come up with. Let's look at Lyco's design for Rare Ffidyll. Rare Ffidyll, he has a huge nose. Okay, I'm gonna stop now. This Rare Ffidyll design is really honed into the St. Patrick's style. I would say this is a lot more on the greener side than what I'm expecting with this one. The instrument, I really love what they've done with it here. The heart on it looks really nice. They've given it a nice leprechaun hat. I think that's definitely gonna happen this time around when we do see Epic Ffidyll. I don't see them leaving that out. I really like the suit attire on this by Lyco too. Now, actually, this is their Rare Ffidyll variant design that they designed for Rare Ffidyll, but as though we're carrying over those ideas to Epic Ffidyll, this is now a much more likely design for that. And with his vessels expiring next week too, we have a rare or epic fire on the way. Now, we've had epics the past few times that they've happened, honestly, since Rare Candelabra and Feastember, so I'm expecting this time we are finally gonna get another rare quint. And who arrived last year inside a Cloverspell? None other than my precious Tuskski. If you look at those quintessence sales that we've been having recently, you'll find that actually all of the quints since October have arrived, except Tuskski. This is not by coincidence. My precious little angel, my favorite quint. You will be getting your rare if it's the last thing, alright? With all of the quints being based on a singular element, like Gnaw's being based on the plant element, Tuskski cold, I think this time, with us switching those elements with Rare Candelabra being based on earth instead of fire, I think we're going to see that through with this one as well. Rare Tuskski, though, seeing as though we're having a Cloverspell themed design, I would say, with it being quite apparent that might be what happens here, I think would be awesome to go with the plant element. I also don't really see another one really fitting this element as much as what potentially Tuskski could. Seeing as though they've already got trees on the back, let's go into it. Alright, look. Give them a much more forested landscape, greens, to play into the tusks, maybe more of an earth-like vibe, but not play into that too much with it clashing potentially a bit with the earth element there. I would love this so much, but I want to throw up Lyco's design for what Rare Tuskski could look like too. They've gone with a much more earthen look, tribal. I love this so much, my precious Tuskski. I'm gonna eat you. Okay, I think I need to stop making up memes inside of this. I don't know why I'm gonna gobble them down whole. I just am, alright? They've got a massive tusk coming from them. I love the braid. I like the earthen stones on top of them too. The little slides and the changes to the nails too is quite interesting. I think for me, the most interesting part that might come with Rare Tuskski might actually be how they change up the slopes towards how it slides with its legs. I think that could alter the design quite a lot, so I hope they play into that quite a bit with this one. I am really excited as well behind the actual snout behind this. I think if they didn't change that up, I think that could lead to a really large contrast behind this design too. And besides, I have wonderful gobbly I want to talk about as rare magical too, because we'll be getting one of those for Cloverspell, like all of us seasonal events. With this being on Fairy Island, that means we have the following rare magicals left now. We have rare Squat, Cantorell, Clovinat, or Pladding. It could be any one of these. And just saying, rare Pladding, like I made my design for, I think it was last year. It is perfect to have rare Pladding come out then. Leprechauns, they literally hold the bagpipes instrument, which is Pladding's instrument. It is 100% perfect, but they seem pretty anti-quad for some reason. I don't know why, but that is the path that they are choosing to go down. So I think we are going to be seeing a quad magical. And seeing as though we had rare Knucklehead, a double elemental, I think it's going to be a triple. That leaves it being Clovinat or Cantorell this time. And just because I like Cantorell more, we'll say it's going to be Cantorell. You know, I'm actually looking at my notes now, and I think I just wrote Cantorell because I like him more. It could be Clovinat or Cantorell, but I feel like Cantorell 2 might also fit Cloverspell a little bit more. For rare Cantorell, I want to throw up Electrocurrent's design too. They've made a golem, really dark-themed one for this one. I'm liking this vibe, honestly. Oh, it's so cool. We have a butterfly coming in amongst it, some goo. Reminds me of Hollow Knight too. We've got a really earthen look to this once more again. Instead of it being very plant-themed, lucky, go lucky, whatever, I'm finding these designs to be very earth-themed. Maybe that's a foreteller of what's to come. We've got fangs on this one. Really love this by Electrocurrent. I'm so happy to be featuring their designs now too. That's so cool. I love you so much. Now, going back to our Thumpies too, we've not thumped on enough about it because if we go in game as well, you can see inside of the rare trio promotion, Mage just casually at the back one of his Thumpies variants too. I think this is tying to the announcement this week towards the new Thumpies game. I think that is going to be announced this week, and I think this costume maybe is to tie into that, as I do think this might be a costume. Inside of Cloverspell, we'll be getting 4 new costumes and 4 new decorations, so I find this pretty likely, especially seeing as though we've just had Dongle from Fling-a-Thing be referenced with an Epic Scups costume recently. I know that inside of the seasonal events, we've been having one costume that is outside of the island that the event is based around, like Dragong inside of Sendo Moon, and Socks inside of the Season of Love by Cineras. It seems like we might be having one of those again, and it might be a Thumpies costume. Whatever it is, though, I am really excited. I do get the feeling that this might be hinting towards something more for some strange reason. I'm just putting that out there, but I think costume is most likely. With his decorations inside of Crescendo Moon 2, we saw them really playing with them and making them very alive and wonderful. So I'm really excited for these decorations this time around. The Be Here After ones, they were absolutely rubbish, I've got to say. But the Crescendo Moon ones are best decorations we've ever had. Be Here After, you copied your skin, love. It's Crescendo Moon, you just did something wonderful, and I need that wonderful again. So I'm really excited for these decorations, because they really did listen. Now for the release behind these, though, we have on the 6th tomorrow. I'm a bit late, so goodness. We have the Cloverspell costumes coming, the decorations, the Thumpies game reveal, I would predict, and the rare magical. So a lot coming for the beginning of Cloverspell there. And then seeing as though St. Patrick's weekend is the weekend after, seeing as though we got Epic Carolong 2 a week later, I think we are going to see Epic Carolong then as well with rare Tuskski on the 13th. I'm really excited for the Thumpies game, but again, I'm so confused why they're going down this path. I feel like with so many 3D artists being there from Playground, they do have a big team to be able to go about this 3D environment, and it's not something that should be took lightly. I feel like they could do so much with it, but I don't feel like they're using it in potentially the best way that they could. I think I'd love next up to see them hone in on their musicality and why we love the Big Blue Bubble brand. There isn't that injection of why we love MSM into these games that they are making. I think they're concentrating so much on console experiences and not honing into why we love Big Blue Bubble so much. I think if we saw something that injects that MSM style in a 3D setting, that would lift off so much. I really hope they do that. They just don't have the longevity, I think, these games that they are starting to make in the 3D space to make them staples. They aren't considering in the long run what they're going to be like. Like with Playground, if you have a multiplayer game you feature online, there's things like this that they keep missing out on, and I think they need to really hone in on what makes them them. And I think that would lead to the most exciting projects. I really hope that that would be the case. I really want the musical whimsiness to make a return. That's my hope anyway. Maybe I've ranted on a bit too long there, but that's what I'm I'm feeling. I loved talking about Red Tuskski and the nose. Anyway, thank you so much for all of the love and support. I am feeling a lot better now. I feel all good. I am recovering. I really appreciate all of your support over the past week. It has been a lot, but you have made it a lot easier as well. Goodness, there was a lot of memes inside of this. Heavens knows why there was so many. Bye for now. Till tomorrow, your nose.